Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Kathy Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes. Thanks for tuning into the podcast today. I'm your host, Kathy Colaiacovo, and I am really excited about today's topic today. It is really one of the best marketing systems out there that helps practice owners and service providers get clients in today's world. And it's a system that often brings in more clients and at a faster pace than any other marketing activity out there, especially the one where people really feel they're doing the marketing. And what ends up happening is they're just spending time and more time on social media. And the thing about this system, I want you to learn it. I want you to understand it because I do not want you hanging online all day searching for clients, hoping someone will find you. That is not the way to grow your practice or your business. Now, if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, well, first off, thank you for listening and tuning in all this time. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome and hello. Second off, my goal here with everything that I do and share on the podcast is to help you focus on marketing strategies that actually work for you and bring clients in your door, booking appointments. So let's get into this today. It is one of my absolute favorite systems for getting clients. And it's my fave because it works so well. And yet there's a lot of people out there, practice owners, therapists, dietitians, service providers, coaches, that don't make this a priority. And so what we're talking about here today is referral marketing. And referral marketing, I know some people think of it as a certain thing, but when I look at it, when I talk about it, when I teach about it, I want people to understand that what it's all about is really planning and taking the time to connect with colleagues, people who might work with similar clients for complementary services to what you offer, and building connections and a relationship that can lead to more clients. And for both referral marketing, it works because it's a system based on relationships and relationships that bring with it that instant trust in each other. Because when someone recommends you and your services, that trust for them is already there. Someone they know, they trust, they have a relationship with, has recommended somebody to help them. And that trust is something that social media and marketing solely online will take a lot more time to build. The catch with referral marketing, though, is it only works if you have a system for those activities that you want to do and you stay consistent with it. Consistency is everything when it comes to marketing your practice or your business. And referral marketing is no exception. One coffee chat one time or a single drop into somebody won't keep those referrals coming in. But taking the time to be consistent and nurture those relationships will. Having a system and a plan to follow, that's going to help you do it as well. So today, I'm going to break down some of the reasons why you want to ensure that if you don't have a referral marketing system in place, that you put one in play. And I'm going to give you 7 steps to creating one that will help you bring in more clients. And these are the same steps that I teach in my Thrive Marketing Academy. I have a module of training in there that is all about developing a referral marketing system. And we focus on it because I can tell you right now, from all of my time, 17 years working with hundreds of clients, a lot of them are practice owners. I think I'm at over 330 at this point that have been dietitians, therapists, or someone who is in private practice. Got a lot of dentists in there as well. But most of those practitioners get more clients from referrals than they do all of their other marketing. And they definitely get more when they follow a system. There are sometimes some amazing results that you can see happen because of the built-in trust that comes by nurturing these types of relationships. That trust is the deciding factor that will make someone say yes and book an appointment with you. But a lot of business owners avoid referral marketing as part of their marketing plans. Often, I think it's because it seems like it's harder to do than posting on social media, which that activity of posting content online, it does often make you feel like you're making progress, that you're doing marketing because you're busy. But in reality, most folks, when we're checking back on where their clients are coming in, the results that they tend to find that they're getting from the social media is a lot of likes and comments, not necessarily from potential clients, but from fellow practitioners, from colleagues, from people in the same circles. And I know you've probably felt that same frustration. You spend hours and days even making content to put out there, only to realize it doesn't bring that many paying clients through your doors. And this is why having a referral marketing system is so important. And honestly, it really does often take less time to do than doing social media. What I do see happen sometimes, though, is folks do try putting a referral system in place, but they continue to think that referral marketing is really just talking to somebody one time and asking about clients and seeing if they could refer anybody to you. Well, doing that once is not a system, okay? That's just one random act of referral marketing. A system for referrals is one where you plan out and you take action on what you want to do. And you do that on a consistent basis with a purpose and an end goal in mind. So let's talk about what is going to make an effective referral marketing system. For me, it's always one that prioritizes relationships and people over the sales. And in turn, what will happen is the sales will follow. It's also a system that you can and should work into your marketing plans. You want to do it consistently, and you make sure that you have a specific goal that's going to drive the very specifics of the tactics and the activities that you're doing. And it may also send new clients to others in the same relationship. It's not always a one-way street, and it should never be, to be honest. Some of the best referral marketing relationships that I have encountered are a one-way direction for clients. But I find in these cases, there's always some sort of benefit to that other party. It just may not be new clients. And I've seen the results that systems like this can produce firsthand. We do check wins all the time in the Thrive Marketing Academy in my coaching circle. When we get on our group calls, I try to encourage everyone to share some wins they've had. And thinking back to the past few years, some of the wins, the check wins that we've shared in there that are related to referral marketing have been phenomenal. I remember one from a few years ago, and this practitioner had been doing her referral marketing. She was dropping off information packets. She was staying in touch with people, connecting with them a little more often. And then one day she was so excited because a physician had referred 2 clients to her. And this had happened more than 6 months after she first started connecting with them. So it's not necessarily instant results that you're going to get with this. But what did happen after that is more referrals continued to follow because she did well with those 2 new clients. They talk to their physician about it. Everybody understands the benefits of what happens when you get the right person helping you, and you continue to nurture that and do more with that relationship because it's a plus for everybody. Another one of my academy members got invited to do a lunch and learn at a group practice that didn't have a dietitian on staff. And she was thrilled when she shared that she had 3 new client referrals I think it was within 2 weeks of that lunch and learn event that happened. It was amazing. And another one, I love it when this happens. We always do check-ins on, how many clients have you got? Where do they come from? Recently in the program, somebody had gotten 3 new clients. One of them came from Google. The person had found them by searching online, and she had been following my lessons, and that allowed them to find her on her website. But the other 2 were from therapists on her referral partner list. And they were the ones, she was so excited sharing this, that she had sent these letters out to. People she hadn't met in real life, but they had connected, and she'd been starting to work on these relationships. And bam, all of a sudden, the connections were coming in, the referrals were coming in. And that's the power of referral marketing. It runs on trust, and that trust is what makes clients say yes, and sometimes without ever booking a consult. If someone you really trust says, "Oh, you should go see Kathy, she's going to help you out," it's going to help you feel a lot more comfortable about working with Kathy. Now, I know you might be thinking there, okay, I get it, Kathy, referrals work, but how do I actually make it happen? Well, this is where you can't be random about what you're doing. You've got to have a system in place. Referral marketing is not about just showing up once in a while, dropping off some business cards, and hoping for the best. It is about building a system with repeatable steps. And these are the steps that I want to share with you to help you make this work. Now, there are a lot more details, I'll be honest, to the steps here. It's what I teach in the program, but this will get anybody listening in today started with some of the elements that you need to make sure that you've got a more well-rounded referral marketing system in place for your practice or your business versus just a plan to do some referrals. Okay, that's not what we're looking at here. So let's dive into these 7 steps. And the first one, you know me, I'm always going to talk about having some spreadsheets or a list of some sort. You want to definitely have a list of prospective people or places to connect with. And you want to manage that list along the way. You want to keep it up to date. You want to make notes on what happens, on what you do. Referral marketing starts with knowing who you want to reach out to. Who are the people that you could connect with? You might know some right off. You might need to search some out that you don't know, some strangers too. But there's lots more complementary service providers out there that you can reach out to as well. Clients are also prospective referral partners. There's lots of people that can be in sort of different categories and different levels of referral marketing sources. So you definitely want to think about who would be the best people for you to start with and then expand from there. They will typically work with the same people, but they have different services, or they have services that help from a different place of expertise than you do. A lot of my dietitian clients work with therapists for the same client, and they work in tandem. They share notes. Of course, we're talking HIPAA compliant, everybody's got permission. But what happens when they do this is they both know where that mutual client stands. And they often say that the clients speak about how deeply they feel supported when they have that team of people helping them. It's a very thorough service that they're receiving. This just makes the clients trust both of you in that relationship as the service providers even more. And guess what? Those clients, they love referring people to the 2 people who know them best and who have helped them more than anyone else in this world. It really makes a difference to people. One of my clients told me too one time that in the previous month, 2 of her new referrals came from a local therapist she had started building a relationship with. And she was actually very surprised when she was assessing where new clients came from, that the ones that were coming in the door were not from any of the time she spent on social media. It was her big aha moment. And that's when she started cutting back on the social and doing more connecting with different referral partners. And it made a big shift in the new clients coming in her door. So as you make this list, don't limit who your potential referral partners could be. Broaden the list. Think about people with complementary services, working with the same kind of people that you work with, and make sure you keep a record of the people you're reaching out to, the activities you're doing too. Otherwise, how are you going to know what you're doing is working or not if you're not tracking anything? Now, the second step is something that's extremely important in referral marketing. And if you've ever been burned by someone in a referral relationship, this is something that's going to be important to you. You want to be making connections from a place of helping, not selling. And this is where most people go wrong. They show up to those referral partners, meeting them, asking for clients. They're just looking at it as a one-way relationship. And that's not how you build a relationship with any referral partner. That's just you asking someone for a favor and refer a client to make a sale, and you're not looking to give anything back. Referral marketing is about making real connections. And you make those connections and they're built when you show up with a goal of helping the other person too. Ask, how can I support you? What can I do to help you grow your business? Always find out how you can also refer to the other person too. Now, it's not always going to be an even relationship, but you don't want to look one-sided. And you should never really be looking at any of these connections in that way because you just never know when something might happen, some opportunity might come up because you've been making sure that you're getting the inside scoop on what your referral partner does as well. And sometimes those touch points that you might have with people may be something as simple as, I saw this article online and I thought of you. An email, sending something like that can be one of the best ways to keep updated with some of those referral partners. In the system I teach members in my academy, I'm always encouraging them to come up with some very specific touch points throughout the year where you can reach out without always having your hand out looking for new clients. Doing that will make a huge difference in the connections you're making and the referrals you're receiving from them. And then this is where we get into talking about how do you network. So step 3 is all about making sure that you're doing something, anything you can to network and connect in person with people. Now, I know this step makes a lot of people nervous. Emails feel safe. They're easier. Phone calls feel safe and easier sometimes too. Although, who knows, this day and age, I find a lot of people avoid the phone, but you can do so much more, so much faster if you just pick up the phone and call someone. But those things don't always make you stand out. Meeting someone face to face can make a huge difference in the relationship. And I joke about it all the time, but no one, I don't think in the world, has ever been physically harmed from having a coffee meeting with somebody. Okay, well, maybe you were if you tripped on the sidewalk on your way over there, but not from the actual talking and connecting. It just seems a lot more challenging to do. And if you start looking at it as a way to get out of your office and make a change and shift your environment, it can be really helpful as well. We all need a little bit of a change in what we're doing to keep us motivated to keep on doing what we do. And the simple fact is, people will make a deeper connection when they get some FaceTime with you. It just is the way we are built. They remember more. And they will remember a lot more if you were the person who took the time to show up in person. It makes you real. It builds that trust a lot faster than just hiding behind another email, which, by the way, everyone else is doing. They're sending emails and calling it referral marketing. If you are doing something different, it's going to help you stand out. And I know for virtual folks, people that only work with people virtually, hello, that's me. It may need to be the case in some instances, but that's why the post office and delivery services exist too. They will happily send your messages and items to get things to folks for you, and that can help build that bit of face-to-face as well. You can also try having Zoom coffee talks or different things like that. In person, talking to somebody, you will often find other opportunities show up that you never thought would ever happen, things you never imagined could be possible. Honestly, taking the time to call people and taking the time to talk to people and go to events in person, those are very specifically actions that I did that are the reasons why I have some chapters in some books out there, writing a section on marketing. And it's how I connected with people, and those opportunities led to me writing some information in the Dietitians in Private Practice Manual for Canada. That was a few years back. It's how I met and connected with Bob Proctor's team of people who were looking for an expert to come and work with some of his clients a few times a year. It's all because I took the time to get out from behind my computer, where I am virtual all the time, and take things to a different level with people and connect with people differently. Do what you can to try and connect with people in person, because that's actually going to help you with step number 4, which is figure out ways to stand out from the crowd. The biggest reason referral marketing works better for some people than others is because they are taking the time to differentiate themselves from other people. You need to make yourself memorable. If you walk into an office and just hand over a couple of business cards, people might remember you, but you'll probably be forgotten by lunchtime. But if you bring something lumpy and bumpy into them in person or send something lumpy and bumpy in the mail to the office, it's going to make you stand out, especially if you drop off something that the team or the office or the practitioners there are going to use every day. You're going to stick in their mind for sure. I've had clients order branded notepads, sticky notes. Some have dropped off small goodie baskets too. There are so many things that you can do sending by mail or dropping off, especially if all of your connections aren't local. There's lots of ways. The trick is trying to figure out how to stand out from everybody else. One of my previous coaching circle clients, Kathy Glazer, she's a dietitian down in, oh my gosh, I think the Washington, D.C. area. She was brilliant at this. She would take things like a basket of apples into the team in a physician's office, and she'd bring in some postcards they could use to give to clients that had her information on it. So it was very easy for them to make a referral, and they had the info. But the postcards, the cover on the postcards was a picture of a painting she did of a basket of apples on them. She was an artist too. So she took pictures of her painting, put it in Canva, ordered these postcards, and used that. She had her brand on them and everything. And she made that part of what she dropped off along with the actual basket of goodies. These little touches seem like they might not help, but honestly, they make you stand out and they help keep your name in front of people long after you've left the office or long after you've hung up on the phone call, because they know when they see whatever that thing is that you've put in front of them to make yourself stand out, they remember you. Then we get into step number 5, which is follow up. This is big. Most people will stop with the referral connections and marketing after a visit, maybe one touch point, maybe 2. They drop something off, they send an email, and they never try again. They never go back. But that's not how building these relationships based on trust works. Think about how many times you see an ad before you go to buy something online. It's not one, it's multiple times. Relationships work the same way. You have to keep showing up with those referral partners, those referral sources. And like I said earlier, it could be something as simple as sharing an article that you found online that you thought about. Stop in with a little update, drop off a quick resource, send something in the mail that just has a note, hey, I was thinking about our conversation and I saw this and thought of you, and send something off. These are ways to do it. And I'll be honest, this is the challenging part. This is how you be consistent. Having a system and a plan is how you're going to make this happen. I've had so many Academy members tell me their 3rd, 4th, 10th touch point even was the one that finally brought about an opportunity. It's when all of those connections happen that people start to understand, okay, she's here. She's not going away. She's got some good stuff. I really like what she has to say. And that's them building the trust in you. And once they have that, that's when they can share the trust with their clients and the people they're connected to. The client that I was talking about that had got invited to do the lunch and learn at that group practice, what they wanted to talk to her about was her expertise. They didn't have a dietitian on staff. And the lunch and learn was a really great way for the team to get to know her. If she had stopped after her first drop off, that, I believe, if I recall the story properly, it was about the 4th or 5th touch point she'd had with the office when they finally reached out and said, listen, let's get you in here and do a lunch and learn with the team. And that was what made the big difference for her, because once she got in there, she got to talk to everybody. It was a different atmosphere. They had time for questions. She gave them information. And that made a huge difference in how they all felt about her. And that's when the referral started happening. Number 6 is very simply show some appreciation with a simple thank you. And it's the one almost nobody does well, but it is where you can stand out a lot with very little effort. And my Academy members and clients, they knock this one out of the park because we talk about it a lot. And here's what they do differently. First, well, they're following my advice and my referral marketing and networking training. They send a thank you for referrals. They send it typically as a handwritten thank you note. There may be a quick email at the beginning, but it's always followed up with a handwritten thank you note sent in the mail. And I do mean postal mail, not email. The reason that I recommend you do this is because the email's going to get buried in an overloaded inbox within minutes. And it's hard for them to remember it. And some of them may never even see it. And you don't know if they saw it either. But a handwritten card that comes in the mail, totally different. That gets opened, it gets read. Sometimes it gets displayed somewhere on a desk, on a corkboard, maybe even passed around the office. Why? Because no one else is taking the time to do this. And all it takes is a plan to make it happen. When we moved to community mailboxes here several years ago, I loved it because what I would do then is I had a supply of stamps, I had a supply of cards, and it was very easy for me to make that mail happen because my community mailbox is literally just across the street from my house. Having these stamps and having everything ready is the easiest way to be prepared and get that mail out the door and get that thank you out the door. And when you do it with a handwritten note, it shows genuine appreciation because it took a bit of time for you to do this. It took more time than it did for you to send an email. And people know that. And it keeps you top of mind with them whenever somebody shows up in front of them that they know you could help. But the biggest thing I want you to remember about this is you send the thank you when you get the referral. You acknowledge the referral. You do not only send thank yous when a person becomes a client. It's the referral that you're actually thankful and grateful for. Because without those, there won't be clients signing up anywhere. So always remember, you send that thank you note, try to send it in a unique way, send it by mail, and handwrite a little note in there. And just thank the person for thinking about you. Make some comment in there about the referral itself so it triggers their memory in case they forgot. And just let them know that you appreciate the referral, whether or not the person signed up. Now, you can follow that up when they do sign up and become a client if you want to. But it's more important that the referral partner gets their thank you when you sent the referral. Okay? And now we're at number 7 here, which is making sure you're consistent with all of these referral marketing activities. This is the glue that holds the whole system together. You cannot treat this as a side project, as something you'll get to when you have time, because that's when it will just disappear off your radar, and so will the results. And because more people will get results from doing this kind of marketing, you can't afford to not do it on a regular basis. It works best when it becomes part of your weekly routine. It becomes a habit, just the same way all of you practitioners are out there teaching clients new habits for meal planning or habits to help overcome the brain chaos of ADHD and plan for productive days. You all know it takes time to build those habits, but when you have the habits and you can do things consistently, that's when the results happen. Same goes for this referral marketing system. One coffee chat to connect and develop a relationship can be worth more than 100 social media posts that took you days and days to make happen, but only if you keep at it. One thank you note can set you apart from every other dietitian or therapist in your city, but only if you send them regularly. And one visit to an office can spark a new referral, but going back again and again is what builds the relationship with the team there even more, and that will help build that steady flow of referrals too. This is why I tell people you have to plan and block time for referral marketing in your week, in your calendar, just like you're going to block time for client sessions and appointments with your own doctor or events and activities with your family. If it's not on your calendar, it's probably not going to happen. And those are the 7 steps for a successful referral marketing system that's ideal for private practice owners. But I will say it works well for service providers too. When you make the plan to find those connections with complementary services, having a referral marketing system can be a great way to build and grow your practice. Now, your action steps from this are very simple. Start with step 1. Just start there and make that list of prospective referral partners. Then look at the other 6 steps, right from making that first connection from a place of helping, not selling, to how you can be consistent with your activities when it comes to referral marketing. Get your system in place, block it in your calendar, and do it on a regular basis. And I'll be honest, I have a challenge doing this myself sometimes. This past probably 6 months has been a very big challenge for me. And I have made a priority on this to put this back in as a headliner in my calendar, which is why I came up with the idea for talking to you all about it today as well, because I know it makes a huge difference. But if you can do this, if you can make the plan, make the system, get it into play, and start building it and doing it consistently, you're going to see some big results. In order to make sure that you are tracking it, you'll want to have a list with the contacts that we talked about in step 1, maybe a simple spreadsheet. You know me, I love those spreadsheets. Track the contacts, track your contacts with them, track those touch points, and track the results that you're getting. My marketing stats tracking template that I have was actually the template for my own referral tracking sheet that I use as part of the system that I teach. They're both really simple ways to track your numbers, your marketing stats, your referral partners, and then you can watch what's going on. You can gauge, you can see what's working, what's not working. But if you're not tracking it, you're not going to know this. You're not going to see the progress that's happening. And it's the only way, too, to know that you're getting any ROI from this. Making sure that you're taking some time somehow to be tracking what you're doing is really important. I will put a link where you can download my stats tracking template. I don't give away my referral marketing system. That is unique to what I teach in the Thrive Marketing Academy. But the marketing stats one could get you started and give you a base of what you could use for doing this type of tracking here. It's one of the ways you're going to learn if somebody is a fabulous referral partner or a dud, because sometimes you do get dud referral partners. Now, sometimes it's because they didn't understand enough to know what is a good referral for you. If that's the case, you might need to educate them a little bit more. Sometimes you're also going to find that someone was a much more effective referral partner than you realized. I had this happen with a client one time. We were tracking her activities from referrals and where she was getting her clients from. And when we broke it all down, it took a little while. She hadn't been tracking it. She realized that one referral source had been responsible for almost 15% of her income in the past 2 years. But she didn't really know the actual number because she wasn't tracking it specifically. She knew in her head that she was getting some, but she didn't realize the enormity of this. And then she felt bad. She'd never properly thanked the person either. I'll tell you, what we picture in our mind is never as accurate as data. So tracking your stats and your numbers brings the accuracy for you to really understand the results that are happening here. When you take the time to track those referrals and understand the results, that's the key to knowing if your time spending on referral marketing activity is actually helping you get clients and grow your practice. And that's it for today. That is what I wanted to share with you. Ideas on how you can get started putting a referral marketing system in place. There's 7 easy steps to getting it going. And when you do this, you will find that it's going to help you grow your practice because you're networking with people that are connected to those potential clients you're trying to reach. Build those relationships and the referrals should follow. So be sure to take a little time, pick one step this week, start taking some action. It's all about getting systems in place to help you simplify, streamline, and grow. This is Kathy Colaiacovo signing off. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my advice. But remember, to thrive in practice means focusing on the marketing that helps you book more clients without wasting hours online doing activities that have no ROI. Getting a referral marketing system in place for your practice might be the exact thing you need to do to get more clients in your door. I'll see you next time. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.